have to wear my glasses because I can't see without my glasses, so I'm reading all these names and where you're calling in from. Atlanta, Georgia. We're so excited. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia in just a couple months. So thank you for joining us. If you're brand new and you're on this call and you're a guest, you can just in the chat box down at the bottom, just put where you're calling in from and who you're a guest of. We'd love to welcome each and every one of you. Again, my name is Sherry Sharman. For those who have just joined us, Canada's in the house. Welcome. So nice. Jody Peterson, one of my good friends, is on the call. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have each and every one of you on. Again, my name is Sherry Sharman. I'm from Carlsbad, California, and we're going to be here this evening presenting something very special to you. You know, if you have the ability to have a notepad and pen, take notes of any questions you may have. We'd love to answer all your questions and hopefully you'll see what we see. And I'm looking at Tampa, Florida. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you're a guest of Rika. Thank you for joining us. Houston, Texas, again, there's more people. And I love when Brooklyn, New York. Actually, my dad is from Brooklyn, New York. So I'm half New Yorker. So for any of you that are wondering, California, New York, that's me. So I'm a little combination of both. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am going to get started here in just about 30 seconds. So anyone else that has joined us, Missouri is in the house. Oh, welcome, Donna. You're a guest of Godfrey, who is one of my dearest friends. I'm so happy that you've joined us this evening. Chicago's in the house. Phoenix is in the house. Wow, actually, Phoenix, Alabama is in the house. Excuse me. That's nice to have all of you. Thank you for joining us. And again, my name is Sherry Sharman. I'm from Carlsbad, California. And like I said, we're going to get started here. There's so many people joining us right now that I want to give just a couple more seconds to let everybody in so that they don't miss the beginning, because it's really something very special when you get a chance to see the whole picture of what we're doing. And I see Rhonda, a guest of Jeff. Welcome. So great to have you. And thank you for taking the time to chat with us. Let us know. We're so excited to have all of you on. And Jeff has a lot of guests on this call. Congratulations, Jeff. You know, because this business, you know, it's like we don't advertise, you know, for our business. We actually invite people to come and take a look at what we're doing. And at the end, it's a choice, a decision for you to make. If it's something for you, hopefully you'll decide to join our community and have some fun with us. So all of you that have joined us, it's so great. And San Marcos, there's my friend Cheryl from California. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Arlington, Texas. Thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh, they're still coming. Well, for all of you that are here on time, we're going to get started on time. But again, my name is Sherry Sharman. I live in Carlsbad, California. I've lived here my whole life. And for all of you that have ever had an opportunity to come to San Diego, if you've ever been to Carlsbad, it's just a little village. It's where I've grown up, and I absolutely love it here. So for all of you around the world that are on this call, we want to personally welcome you to this call. And just to give you a little tiny background, before I got involved in the industry that you're about to see, I was a Montessori preschool teacher. Absolute love being a teacher. I just couldn't afford to do it because I was a single mom, and I had to look for some way to make more income. And this was introduced to me back in the late 80s. And it's funny because some of you weren't even born yet. And I looked at all of you going, you know, back in the late 80s, you know, for a woman to go get a second job, that was a lot, you know, because a lot of women, you know, didn't work. They were home with their kids. I had to personally work. And this industry not only changed my life, it helped me do what I love to do, is teach and train people how to become successful. So that's what you're going to hear about today. And the gentleman that I have the pleasure to introduce to you was one of my students when he was in his early 20s. And I've watched over the last 30 years, not only has he grown and become extremely successful, he is an ultimate coach, he is amazing when it comes to teaching people how to build a business and work, whether it's from home or however you want to do this. He has the ability to teach and train like no other. So I just want to introduce to you my business partner and great friend, Muzaffar Najmi.
Thank you. Happy Monday, everybody. And I think today's President's Day. I think that's what it is. So happy President's Day. I don't know if it's happy President's Day. I don't know the celebration, but it is. It was a day off school. And my daughters had a volleyball tournament today. So everybody was like off school and we had a fun day. But I'm really excited to be here. I'm so grateful that I just had a wonderful introduction by a lady. For some of you, you don't know who she is. And for me, it's very meaningful. And I'm going to start out by saying that because she said that I was one of her students. And I was looking at my daughter's volleyball tournament today. And my daughter had one of the best days. She played amazing today. Like it was her best day. And the coach was praising her. And afterwards, the coach came up and said, your daughter did absolutely amazing. And it made me think that my daughter's a student of this coach, what would it be like if later on the coach was introducing my daughter as the expert in volleyball? And that made me think of you, Sherry, and the nice things that you've just said about me. You know, to think that when I was in my early 20s, and to let y'all know how this whole thing kind of happened. My dad is from East Africa. My mom is Middle Eastern. She's from Dubai. And we grew up in Minnesota since I was 10 years old, and English was my second language. And I was told that I needed to go to school and get good grades. And if I do good in school, I'll do good in life. And my mom and dad made $30,000 combined income. So we grew up in a not so good neighborhood, like just so you understand. And my best friends, you know, we either played sports or I had friends of mine that got into music. And I also had a group of friends that sold stuff they shouldn't have been selling. And so that was my three group of friends. And I got lucky enough to get to university playing football, and I had a scholarship. In my senior year, I tore my ACL, MCL, and PCL ligament. And I know if some of you are looking at your camera, you must think I'm injury prone because my hand is wrapped right now. I'm not injury prone. That was a long time ago. I tore everything in my right knee, and there was no more football. My dreams were taken from me, and I felt like I was lost, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I don't know if you've ever had something that you were passionate about, and then it stopped, like an abrupt stop. But that's what it was. And what ended up happening is I graduated from a university with 3 degrees, and my best job offer was $35,000 a year. And I'll never forget the day that I got introduced to this profession, what you're about to look at today. And my friend called me, and I think there's some people from Minnesota on, but I grew up between a place called Brooklyn Park and North Minneapolis. That's kind of where I grew up. That was the side of town you didn't want to go, especially when it got dark at night. Then I got asked by my friend to go to a meeting, and he wanted to go to this city called Edina in Bloomington, Minnesota. That was the side of town we all dreamt about living at. And I just wanted to go to the side of town just to go over there. It just seemed like it was sunnier over there. It seemed happier over there. And I went to my first meeting, what you guys are seeing tonight on Zoom, I saw in an office 30 years ago. And I got a chance to see this profession. I fell in love. And here we are 30 years later. The company that I went to work with was listed on Inc. 500, which the Inc. 500, they list the top privately held companies in America. This company was number 1. For 5 years of growth, they grew at 35,000% growth. And the lady that was the number 1 income earner and one of the co-founders of that company was a lady named Sherry Sharman. Maybe you see her name and then it says Loving Life in her thing. That was actually her. And I went to an event and there were 13,000 people there. And my ticket number was number 13,000. Like I was the guy sitting in the very back. And what happened was is I fell in love with this profession, and I looked at my brother who was sitting next to me. I think his ticket number was 12,999. And I looked at him and I said, someday I'm going to be on stage with her. And I'll never forget his answer. It was, yeah, right. And I do believe dreams come true. I really do. In the last 30 years, I've been able to build 7 companies in this profession. We've made millions of dollars doing this, and a lot of it was because of the teachings and trainings of you, Sherry. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm so excited to see one of your partners and co-founders of that company that's on here as well. You guys will see him. His name is Ricky Frank, and I'm so grateful for people like him, because if you've ever heard of the butterfly effect, and what that is what you put out there, it then goes and goes, and it impacts and impacts and impacts. And Ricky has no idea that the information he gave impacted a kid that he didn't even know, that has changed thousands of lives. So it's kind of a fun call tonight, because Ricky then introduced one of his best friends and business partners, Godfrey, who I got a chance to meet. And so that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is called networking. You meet someone through somebody, and it's a beautiful industry. And you'll meet people that you never even knew existed, that you're going, gosh, I can't believe, like, I see when I talked to Godfrey, I sat back going, I could see me and this guy playing basketball on the court together, being friends. We talked the same language, and we just got along, man. I'm so glad you're on, my friend. And I just want all of you to know, we're going to show you a company tonight. Somebody asked you to be here, a friend, a family member, a business partner, and they were telling you about a company called Viago. And I'm going to share my screen and show this to you. And I'll tell you this, it's obvious we're here to talk about a business. For some of you, this might be something that is additional. I always tell people that in life, have you ever had a flat tire? And most people either have or they know someone that has. And when someone gets a flat tire, if they don't have a spare, they're stuck waiting for a third party to help them. And the same is in your financial vehicle. So many people don't have a spare tire if they were to get a flat in their financial vehicle. For a lot of people, this company has become a spare tire financially, that extra income. And for others, it's become a replacement income. How did this company start? Well, a handful of years ago, my business partners and I met up and talked about the future. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but one of the business partners of this, he's actually our CEO. His name is Isaac Ben Shabbat. Isaac, before Viago, started a skincare company. It was a luxury skincare brand, and he opened 900 stores in 40 countries and did over $3 billion in revenue. His partner was L'Oreal. Our other business partner, Eddie Head, him and his partners created the largest travel club in the world. And all of us came together and talked about the future. And if we could do something bigger and better, what would it be? And this long list was created. And over the last couple of years, we've been making this list come true. And last July, we pre-launched Viago, Via being the way, the path. In Spanish, it means the road, and go means to go. And our mission statement was to create a global wealthy community, to help people go towards freedom financially, to go towards better health, to go towards personal development, to go towards better relationship, to go towards personal development mentally, and in so many other ways. But Viago is the way to go. And there's a lot involved in this company, but it's so simple. It is so simple. And I'm honored to be a part of it. And I'm honored to be able to share this information with all of you. And we're going to talk about this membership called Club Viago is what we're going to talk about. And the world today is headed towards a subscription model. Like it just is. Like, think about it, right? Like, you've heard of Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, like those are all subscriptions. But now Apple has a subscription. Cell phones, to me, are basically a subscription because you pay something every month. People have a subscription at their gym, like a gym membership. Like, people have multiple subscriptions out there, and it has such a strong retention. So we wanted to create a membership, ladies and gentlemen, that people would thank God for, that people would want to make sure that their membership happens. every single month. And we created multiple categories inside of this membership. Some of you have heard of travel. Some of you heard, hey, listen, we're going to travel the world together and make money. Some of you heard so many different things. Travel is obviously involved. You know why? It's the one thing people wish and dream of. It's the one thing that when you ask people, it's funny. I was talking to somebody, I think it was through Susie. Susie, I think it was your daughter, I think. And she said that at the end of 2024 at her church, they asked her, what is her fondest memory of the year? And it was a trip. Like most people talk about their memories from a trip, where they went, what they did. And that's the thing that people want more of. But why don't they have it? Why don't people travel more? Like they look at stuff on Instagram or social media and go, I wish someday. And the truth is people don't travel more because of time and money. I would be willing to bet, and I'm not a gambling man, but if you asked 3 people tonight, after this Zoom is done, just call your, like somebody friend, family member, and say, hey, I got a question. If time and money were not an issue in your life, what would you do more of? If that was your question, I'd be willing to bet that top 1, 2, or 3, like somewhere in there, the answer would be travel more. I really believe it because that's what I've seen. And so we do have travel in this membership as well as some other areas. But let's talk about travel. What we did is we partnered with a vendor, like one of our partners, and we have a phenomenal contract in place where we get access to unlimited wholesale travel. By the way, I just might as well talk about the elephant in the room, because it either looks like I'm telling you you're number one, or it's going to look like I've got a question, or I'm pledging allegiance to the flag. So I'm sorry that this is a distraction. I had hand surgery, ladies and gentlemen. I'm supposed to keep it above my heart. So bear with me. You're going to see my hand in the way a little bit, but I hope everyone understands. What we did is we partnered with a company that gave us access to wholesale travel. Now, we don't sell travel. I want you to understand. Expedia, Priceline, like these companies, Booking.com, they have wholesale prices. They mark it up and then they sell that. They offer that. And so they're making money on travel. We give you the wholesale price. That's why so many people have fallen in love with Club Viago, ladies and gentlemen. So let me show you. So this is your website. The minute you become a member, like think about what happened when you signed up for Netflix. You got a username and password, and it allowed you to log in. With us, you get a username and password, and you can log in, and you'll get your own website that looks like this. And it'll save you money on hotels and cruises and car rentals and so many other things. Now, flights, I want to be very, very upfront. They're FAA regulated. So many of the websites out there, the flights are very similar. Some people find some good stuff on our site. We have it there for convenience, but I'll never sit here and preach that one. But I will talk about hotels and car rentals and cruises, and because we have so many stories on that, so many. We've been testing this for quite a while now. Even before we pre-launched, we've been testing this. So let me give you some examples. This is Vegas. The public price is Priceline and Expedia. Our price is the Viago price. Look at the savings, 33%. This is in Miami. Look at the savings. 37% for one night stay. This is Glacier National Park. This right here is Puerto Vallarta. Look at this one, 73% savings. This is New York. My gosh, a 57% savings. This is Italy, a 54% savings. I was just in Colombia, and I'll tell you, I wanted to stay at the Marriott. That's where I wanted to stay. Because I meet people that go, Muzaffar, I looked at a specific hotel. Yes, that's happened to me too. I wanted to stay at the Marriott in Bogota, and the savings was very little. And then right underneath it, I saw the Grand Hyatt. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is also a 5-star. And you know what the savings was? Retail, it was $279. So then what I did is I went on Priceline and I saw it with my own eyes for $279. And you know what our Viago price was? $139. And I'm going, gosh, I love this membership. It's like one of my favorite parts of the membership. Number 2, which is our escapes. Now, listen, I'm not going to go through every detail and every link and everything. You can have fun with this membership. I promise you, there's so much on there. So I'm just going through categories. Category number 1 is the booking engine. Everybody understands it. Category number 2, inside of your membership, is our escapes. These are vacations we designed. Like you're seeing all the video. This is actually our community, ladies and gentlemen. And we designed these vacations. We pick the date, we pick the location, and we pick all the fun stuff that's going to happen to you and for you. Like, that's what we do. This is Playa del Carmen. This resort is absolutely beautiful. I've been there twice. We have round trip airport transfers. That means from the airport to the resort back to the airport, taken care of, paid for. A welcome reception, paid for. All inclusive, included. A phone pool party, paid for. Like a host waiting for you. Like somebody sitting there going, welcome to Fantasy Island. No, I'm just kidding. I had to say it. Do y'all remember that show? Sorry, it just came to my mind. I apologize. I couldn't help myself. But having the host waiting for you is really, really cool. Now, this trip is normally $1,703 without flights. That's the cost because of all the bullet points. With us, it's $850. That's a 50% savings. But wait, it gets better. We have a rewards program. Now, I want to be really clear. We have a rewards program with our reward escapes. But let me back up 1 second. Remember the booking engine? There's actually reward points. In the booking engine, those are separate points. So you'll accumulate points on there. That's from our vendor. We, as a company, designed our own rewards. This one is even cooler. This is the coolest one because have you ever done rewards? Like, have you ever at the grocery store or at the gas station or credit card? It was funny. I remember when I got my first 1,000 reward points on my credit card, I was so excited. I wanted to go redeem them and they gave me $10. I'm like, what is this? Like seriously, what is this? Airlines, right? Like, think about it. You have to rack up 25, 35, 40,000 air miles to be able to get a trip. Like, it's crazy. You know what's beautiful about our rewards? For these rewards, like these Viago points, $1 equals 1 point. Now, these points you can use on trips like this on the reward escape category. So this one, you can use 150 per person. So it drops the price down to 700. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does it take for me to get these reward points? This is where, listen, maybe I wasn't joking about the whole welcome to Fantasy Island. Let me tell you what happens. When you join Viago, when you join our community, we give you 600 points. And I know you got to be thinking, well, Muzaffar, if 1 point equals $1, that's like giving me $600. Aha. Just wait. It gets better. So when you look at this, you can use these points on multiple trips. And there's one other category that you can use the points on. One other category. I'll show you afterwards. But look at this Vietnam trip, right? $475. Dubai. This one actually sold out. Sherry's going to this one. Her and her husband are going because it's her birthday month. Sherry doesn't have a birthday. Let me just be clear with all of you. She is like my second mom. And for as long as I've known her, she's always said, Muzaffar, I have a birthday month. I'm like, you claim it. I'm not mad at you. And even though she's had a birthday month every year, it's almost like she's reversing in aging. Everyone I meet goes, Sherry doesn't even age. Like, it's crazy. And her husband are going to Dubai. And she was like, Muzaffar, do I have to go for 5 days, 4 nights? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I'm going on the other side of the world. Can we make it longer? And I'm going, well, yeah. And she was like, this is her world. She loves to travel, have fun. So we designed a second Dubai trip, by the way. This one was $450. Like, it's unbelievable the trips that you will see with us. Costa Rica, Spain, South Africa, Thailand. Matter of fact, there's a guy here from Costa Rica that's about to start opening Viago for us in Costa Rica. His name is Julio. Brother, I'm so glad that you are here, my friend. We have trips to Mexico, Greece, Turkey, Philippines. I mean, there's so many trips. Now, this is reward escapes. There's also escape your way. Your way. You pick the location. You pick The date, like you pick it. You tell us what you want. Sherry and Rika and myself met this. Well, I met this young lady that's a friend of theirs, and she's got her own magazine, her own movie. She's getting started with Viago. She actually wrote and sang a song and created a video that had over 1 billion views. And she's like, hey, can I create a trip for me and my like followers and connections? And we were like, yes. And so she started telling us the trip she wanted. Like, she's like, I'm putting this in the magazine that we have. Like, there's so much happening. By the way, that's category 1 and 2. Category number 3 is one of my favorite. If you're keeping track, you're going, wait a minute. Every category is your favorite. Yes. Yes, it is. It is. Because I had the honor and privilege of being with some other people as this was being created. And it's almost like giving birth to your baby. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, have you ever heard other children cry and you go, why are they crying like that? But when your baby cries, it's like, it's so cute. You know, it's like, I can change my baby's diaper, but I don't want to change somebody else's baby's diaper. Like, do you understand? Like this is our baby. And so every area of our baby is cute. And to me, this is brilliant. Telemedicine, like access to a doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this is like everywhere. And I'm so excited about this because I used it with my daughter in December. She had 102.5-degree temp and she was crying. And I brought her home and put her to bed. She was shivering, shaking. And my wife was like, we got to take her to urgent care. Let's take her to urgent care. And I'm like, sweetheart, I go, no, I don't want to bring her around other sick people. I don't want to put her through that hassle. Let's just go on telemed. And I went online and I booked an appointment. The doctor called me in 2 minutes. And you know what? The doc said, don't worry about urgent care. I know exactly what she has. And he sent the prescription to the pharmacy and we were good. Like, I've used this multiple times. And then for those of y'all in the United States, and especially if you're independent, like you're not an employee where you have insurance through your employer, but so many people are independent nowadays. And we have access to an insurance company that gives significant savings, especially to the independent contractors. Now, the next category, you can say it with me. It's my favorite, one of my favorites. You can just say it with me. Just get used to it because they all are. But this is our daily deals, which is access to over 1 million retailers, from movie theaters to theme parks to DoorDash to Sunglass Hut to stores to, and listen, I don't know all the savings. There's 1 million of them. I know that my friend got a rebate on his car. I know that my other friend wanted to go to an event and he went to a U2 concert and his courtside, not courtside, I'm so used to basketball, his floor seat was $2,400 everywhere he looked. And then through our membership, it was $600. I went to, my goodness, Joe Coy, who's a comedian, and we saved money. My friend went to an NBA game and saved 60%. My other friend went, like, there's so many things on here. I went to SeaWorld and the tickets at the door were $109. Through our membership, I paid $59. Like, everything that you will do, there's some way to save money through this. I promise you. I can't say everything. How about this? A lot of things you will do. A lot. You can save money. And it's over $4,000 a year. Like, here's a concert with Shakira. I was doing this for some of my Mexico leaders. This is in Mexico. Look at F1, Formula Racing in Mexico. A 3-day pass starting at $22. Are you kidding me? If you guys have ever looked at F1. And then we have a marketplace. It's our shop category in our back office. It's our shop. It's not the one that's in your, booking engine. It's ours. This is where we have some top line products, ladies and gentlemen, from skincare to nutrition. And we right now are evaluating and researching more and more of some of the best designed products in the world to bring it to you over the next year, 2 years, 3 years. Listen, we pre-launched in July. We launched in October. The website and back office software was officially released in December. It's February, and there's over 25,000 people involved, and we're in 40 countries, and people are knocking on our door going, I've heard about you. Sherry and I, were on a Zoom today with a very sharp individual that reached out to us. And he's so excited. He did so much research online, Sherry. You remember? He was like, I watched a detailed compensation video that was, and I was so blown away by how much research he did before we even had one conversation. The word is coming out. There's a buzz. People are hearing about Viago, and we only have these categories right now. You know what you're looking at opportunity-wise is Netflix 10 years ago, opportunity-wise. Today, Netflix has over 278 million. You're looking at Netflix when not all the movies were in Spanish or other languages, and there were some hiccups in the login and all of that's what you're looking at. That's where we are. And it's spreading already. Like the opportunity is phenomenal. This membership, the setup is $450. Remember, you get 600 Viago points. So if you're doing the math, you're going, wait a minute. So I start with 450 one time. That's a one time. Because don't get confused where it says /month. That's the 99. That's the monthly membership is 99. The one-time setup is 450, one time. And you get 600. Like I meet so many people that go, how did you guys do that? That's too good to be true. And I say, thank you. It's the best compliment I could receive, by the way. The too good to be true. By the way, you'll probably want to say it a couple more times, I promise you, because there's so many things that you've never heard of. Like my wife got a website where she sells kids' clothes. And to design the website, there was a startup cost of like $379 plus tax, like $400. I was like, baby, I go, what did we get? And she goes, what are you talking about? We got the website. I go, no, but what did they, like in Viago, we get like the website and everything, and they give us 600 points. And my wife goes, not everything is Viago. And I go, baby, it should be, but it should be. And then there's a cost every month for her to maintain this website. And I'm going, what do we get for that? And she gave me this look. Have you ever gotten a look from your wife? She gave me this look like, would you stop asking me? Because I told her that Viago, for $99 a month, we give everybody 100 points. Are y'all mathing the math? 600 to start, and you get 100 points every month. So you pay 99, we give you 100. So after 12 months, we gave you 1,200 plus the 600 is 1,800. But wait, there's more. I always wanted to say that. After 12 months of being loyal, think about all the things that you pay on a monthly basis, a gym membership, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, your cell phone. Like, don't you pay Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, like somebody every month? Do you pay for cable? Do you pay for, DirecTV? I don't know. What do you pay every month? Software? Like, do you pay for Google Drive? I don't know. What do they give you after 12 months of loyalty? And most people tell me another bill. Do you know what you get at Viago for 12 months of loyalty? Either a vacation as a gift or an extra 1,000 Viago points. Hopefully you're keeping tabs. 600, 1,200, 1,000, 2,800 points. 1 point equals $1. I absolutely love this. Our state, one of our mottos is to live life amplified every day, everywhere. That's one of our mottos. And I want you to understand that most people are referring people, and they're referring people. Like I watched the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, and they showed that one commercial cost $3 million just for the slot, not including what you pay the actors, actresses, the production, all of it for a commercial. What we decided at Viago is we'd rather take all that money and pay you and me to refer, word of mouth advertising. So people become ambassadors. The guy that Sherry and I were talking to today, he was like, listen, I know influencers. I know people that are going to market this online. And I said, just wait, it's coming. Like, it's so exciting what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. And for $49, you become an ambassador, and it gets you an ABS system, an ambassador business system. And then every year to maintain it, it's $99. That's your business. There's 5 ways we earn an income. I used to get paid when I worked and only when I worked. And if I didn't work, I didn't make money. Friends of mine that are doctors are in the same situation. If they practice medicine, they make money. If they don't, they don't. Construction workers, attorneys, teachers, Like so many people are in that situation. Let me show you how to earn an income 5 ways with us. I'm going to show you two. And then we can get together and show you the details afterwards. But when you refer one person, and you don't have to do this presentation. We do this every Monday, every Wednesday, every Saturday. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Saturday. Then we have this recorded. Then we have another 10 to 12-minute video that does this with like different stuff in the background. And there's so many amazing ways to present Viago. Sometimes we do one-on-one Zooms like this, and sometimes we do travel parties. Either way, you refer somebody, and guess what? When they become a member, you earn $100. So 2 people, 200, 5 people, 500, 10 people, 1,000. Like it's unlimited. There's no limit to this. When you do 6, you're going, yeah, I know, Muzaffar, it's 600. Yes. And your membership is now free every month afterwards. Our goal is to help all of you watching this to have 6 members before February ends. We will do the presentation to help you. When they say yes, they're your member. So our goal is to help everyone make $600 in the month of February. I can't guarantee you because you may not refer anybody. Then I can't guarantee you anything. But I'm telling you what we want to do. And we want starting March for your membership to be free. And then you know what happens is you start referring others. Like I referred Sherry and she got her 6 in a week. She referred Kathy and Kathy got her 6 in 4 days. And then Sherry referred somebody else who you're going to hear from today. That's an overachiever, and you're going to hear what this guy did. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. It's kind of a morbid statement, but I get it. But my friend Troy said that a residual dollar is better than a regular dollar, and we created a program that has a phenomenal residual income. This is 5 points left, 5 points right. Everybody that keeps the 99 is a point, basically. So I always say like 5 people. But I'm saying it's points. Now, how do you get 5 people or 5 points? If you were to introduce Sherry, so you have 1, and Sherry introduces Mark. His name is Soderquist. We just call him Soda. I don't even think you're allowed to write down Mark Soderquist anymore. I think you should just write down Soda. So anyways, Sherry introduces Soda. Soda introduces Cheryl. Cheryl introduces Ricky. And Ricky introduces Rika. Let's just say that's how it went. And those are actually people on the Zoom tonight. Guess what? You have 5 people on your team. See, in real estate, brokers have agents on their team. In insurance, insurance brokers have agents on their team. In Viago, you have ambassadors on your team. And you can introduce people all over the world. We're in 40 countries. I'm so grateful. I have a team in 40 countries doing Viago right now. Like, that's incredible. This is just one of so many Zooms that are happening tonight presenting the company. It's exciting. When you have 5 left and 5 right, we only build 2 teams. So when you bring more than 2 people, they'll start going underneath others. So we actually help people. This is a true win-win-win. So when you have 5 left, 5 right, you're earning $50 a month. And when it grows to 10-10, this is how people ask me, like, how does it grow? Well, think, if one of the people you introduced was Sherry and she went out and got her 6, it'll grow. And then Kathy got her 6. And then you're going to hear Ricky's story. So at 5.5, you're a bronze at $50 a month income that you're earning every month. Now, let me tell you how it works. When the month ends, like when February ends, 3 weeks later, you get your February bonus. Now, all the other ways we get paid are paid weekly. This bonus is paid monthly. So it comes toward, like, we have to do all the calculations to make sure everything goes through. So when it gets to 10-10, you're at 200 a month, 25-25, 500 a month, 50-50, 1,000 a month, 100, 2,000 a month. That's an emerald. A diamond, you're earning 5,000 a month. That's 60,000 a year. Do we have a lot of diamonds? Yes. A blue diamond, 10,000 a month. Red diamond, 20,000 a month. Purple diamond, 36,000 a month. That's 432,000 a year. And black diamond, nobody's done yet. We just introduced it, literally. Somebody will finish it this year, though. Maybe 2, maybe 3 black diamonds will happen this year. Now, I got to tell you this. We don't guarantee incomes. I'm not here to guarantee you money just because you join. Like, you can't go to the gym and get a membership and they guarantee you muscles tomorrow. Like, let's just be real. You have to put in some work. Now, we will teach you and train you how to do this. We have an online training and we have live training events. We have 3 live ones in the United States, 3 in South America, and 3 in Europe. we'll be opening Asia's events soon. And then we have our regional events, which we'll tell you. But before we go into getting started, I want you to hear from a couple of people that have had some results. And one of them, I'm so glad that he's on because I talked about him. And this is a gentleman that I heard of when I was a young man. And then I heard about him when Sherry and I started working together. And then I actually just met him a couple weeks ago. And I'm blown away by who he is. And, you know, we do a couple of testimonials so you can hear from some people what they've done before Viago and what's happened since they've gotten started. But Ricky Frank, man, from me to you, thank you for the things that you taught to so many people that ended up teaching me. Your butterfly effect changed my life and thousands of people around the world. And now you've joined our community. And I'm so glad you're here. And if in 30 to 60 seconds, my friend, you could share your story with everyone, we'd all really appreciate it.
Well, holy cow. It feels good to be talked good about. And I don't know if I can talk in 30 seconds and spit it all out. So, Rika, you're from New Jersey. You can translate for me because you're the only one that knows how to listen fast enough to my New Jersey talk. Listen, it's been a pleasure. You know, I've been on every call since. Sometimes I'm hidden. I have a handicapped daughter I got to take care of, but I'm always listening and I'm kind of taking care of her and doing some stuff behind the scenes. Today was a busy day. I want to share really quickly because you hit on a couple points. I promise I'll get done quick, Muzaffer. I played high school football. I played college football, a little pro football. So I was always in my mind had a coach, right? I always said, you know, who's your coach? So I was brought up just like you, brought up going, okay, I'm okay to be coachable and teachable. And I was lucky enough 39 years ago is when I got introduced to this business. And guess who was here? Sherry Sharman, one of the very, very first people, one of the most beautiful people I ever met. And her and I were able to partner up and team up. And it's amazing when you align yourself with the right people, with the right coach. I'm going to use my football metaphor. Today, I was busy at a football training all day long, and I had a Super Bowl. The one, you know, New Orleans just hosted a Super Bowl, the Eagles and Kansas City. And I'm sorry for the Chiefs fans, but I had a young man that I coached 9 years ago in high school. And he came to our called QB Elite. It's funny because you have elite synergy training systems. And I thought, you know, what a word that elite is. And we try to help these quarterbacks. Anyway, Britton Covey came today. And I was thinking of this, how lucky it is and how lucky I was. Who was your Super Bowl team? He shared his story about his team this year and what made them extra special. And just made me realize and reflect upon my team, my teammate, in Sherry Sharman so many years ago. I'm going to say this, and again, Musarraf, you can cut me off anytime you want, brother, because my mind is racing. Sherry, I don't know if you know this. We did over 2,100 briefings a year. 2,100 briefings a year. And what an important part of the company Sherry was to help us to do what we did to reach what we did. But more importantly, we aligned with some phenomenal people. And I've always since then, I had to depart that venture a little early. There was some things that weren't aligning with what we started to build. And I said, I just, you know, I had to, it's like leaving one team and going to another. It happens all the time in the NFL and NBA, and people get a little dissatisfied and I moved on. But since that day, I always thought, man alive, if I could get my Super Bowl team back together, because what we did in the Inc. 500 was a Super Bowl team. If I'm putting it metaphorically, it was an amazing thing. But amazing people made that amazing thing happen. And I've always thought, and I've done other businesses like you and other companies and did really well. But guess what? The company has a brain fart or a stupid attack upstairs and in corporate, and they go out of business. And you know, what if somehow I could work with Sherry again? So I'm a teammate who's in the same playbook, who understands the same play, the same stuff that we know. Anyway, long story short, we always visit on Facebook. A few weeks ago, she just reached out on some other personal things, catching up about life and about this and some things. What are you doing? What am I doing? And then I got on with Muzaffer. He's great at sharing, and he's not afraid to share. If you see behind him, there's a guy behind him. Move your head for a second so people can see the whole Mamba mentality. If you're gonna do Kobe Bryant, and that Mamba mentality, he started just sharing, kind of laying out this. And Sherry's like, "Man, is this too much, too quick?" And I'm like, "This is awesome." and just started to break some things down. And it's interesting how things come. I pray every day that, you know what, something good. It's funny because Sherry had put up there on Facebook, you know, that something wonderful will happen to you. And I pray hard every day for the situations I'm in. And all of a sudden, um, Sherry Sharman somehow comes back into my life this way. And I get to meet Muzaffar and I get to start hearing about this business. Now, I've never been a travel guy. I've always been a kind of a product guy. I got involved in this business for the who, not the what. But again, for me, it was the who, then it became the what. And again, Musafa and I think hit it off because he's an athlete. I'm an athlete. We're talking sports, and Sherry's like, "What are you guys talking about?" Um, but anyway, they introduced the concept to me. Now I'm going to tell you, you know, I've been in it a long time, and I started making my list. So when you hear about how to get started and what to do, I made a list of 25 or 30 people right away. I'm going to tell you, half of them were like, "No, not right now." But there was another 9. So in a day, I'm just going to tell. I'm busy taking care of my handicapped daughter. I just want you to know it's crazy busy having to take care of another human being by yourself. But I said, all right, let's do this thing. And I in about 24-hour period, I just went out and started sharing with a few people, and it wound up being 9. And it so I just and then I saw the leaderboard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a leaderboard. I didn't know it was going to be again. And here's the thing. I'm not, and I appreciate the recognition, guys. I'm just telling you. Here's what I love about this, and I'll try to wrap up. I see something where we get a chance to bless, not impress. And this industry can be full of that, and life can be full of a lot of people trying to impress. I want to bless. I really do. I wanted to when I was 25 or 26. I had just been cut by the Dallas Cowboys. I had a college degree, was trying to go to play football, got hurt, went back selling beepers, and then I got dragged down to a meeting about 8 or 9 months later in the fall of '88. And I heard all this stuff about, you know, wanting to be more and have more. But what was told me that night said, if you keep thinking like you're thinking and you keep doing what you're doing, where are you going to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And I began to think, and looking at my dad and my grandpa, and I'm like, holy moly, that's a good point. They're struggling. My grandpa was in Social Security, just, you know, getting like 800 or 900 bucks, going, how am I going to live on that sort of thing? So the hook was set for me, but I realized that no one does it alone. You got to do it with other people. So I'm excited. Again, I know I've talked too much, more than probably 30, 60, 90 seconds. It's hard to keep a Jersey
Man,
boy.
you did 9 in a day, man. So we'll forgive
Okay.
you for that one, man.
But you laid out the plan. I just want to say, guys, Musaffar just laid out. It's a pretty simple plan, and if you'll trust that and you'll listen to that, I always said find somebody who has what you want and do what they do. Chances are you'll have what they have, and again, that's what I've learned from Sherry. That's what we're able to do together. And to me, this is like I always keep saying it. This makes it's like putting the Beatles back together without Yoko Ono, without the crazies. We got the greatest people, the greatest team, and for me, this Super Bowl team. As I got to see my little buddy Britton Covey show up today to our training, who just won a Super Bowl ring. It just today I thought about it, how lucky, how blessed we are to have the teammates, because no one, you'll hear me, no one's ever self-made. No one does it alone. We do this as a team. I'm blessed and fortunate. Again, I'm not trying to, I just want to go to work. I want to bless. I want to help. And there's a lot to do in a short period of time. So thank you for Sherry reaching out. Again, it's the transfer of trust. I'm going to tell you, I just met Muzaffar, but you know what? I respect Sherry. I think she loves and respects me, I hope. And there's a lot of that. And I said, are you sure? Are you sure? I've done a lot of these. I dragged a lot of people in and out of things, billion-dollar companies that went out of business. And she goes, Ricky, and she's been right. And my conversations with Muzaffar and sharing my friends with Muzaffar, I'm excited about what you've. And again, it's new. It's great to be in a new thing so quick, and with it, you know, again, thinking of where it is and where it's going to be, it's a pretty phenomenal thing. So anyway,
thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, and I'm honored and grateful that you're here. And you know, real quick, Shar, if you could do a quick testimonial, and Jared, if you're available, I'd love just to do 2 more. And Shar, if you could tell everybody what's happened before Viago for you and what's happened since you've got started, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, wherever you're at. My name is Shar. Professionally, my background is trauma emergency medicine. I practiced there for a little over 2.5 decades. well, also in the military. I'm a retired military veteran, and I'm going to keep with the sports theme, guys, because I grew up in the NFL and I'm an Olympic athlete. So here we go, baby. That's where my whole life come from. It's always been about team. It's been about working together, lifting each other up, because I always believe that together, everyone's dream can work. And we create a tsunami wave of success if we'll just lock arms and play the adult game of Red Rover, not the one we learned as kids, and move everyone forward and lift everyone up. I met someone like Sherry Sharman in my life a couple of decades ago while I was doing all of those things. And I'm super grateful that someone I grew up with in Denver, Colorado, did not judge my book by the cover of that time, which was right out of residency, successful medical career, military career, training for the Olympics, new single mom. Seemed like I had it all pretty much together. But what my friend didn't know at that time was I had just been diagnosed with life-threatening cancer. And I thought it was going to be one and done. And that turned into 18 and a half years of a medical battle while still doing all of those other things. And she still reached out to me. And I'm forever, ever grateful, because it helped me get my mind right, so that when I met one of our current business partners here in Viago in a different stage of life, that friendship was like the little thread, the needle that brought me here to Viago. We just never know the impact, but if we actually go out and do the reach out, the impact can be life-changing for more than who we ever intended to be. And so that all to be said, I'm 13 years completely cancer-free, went to the Olympics, won many national championships in college, all of those things, went to plenty of Super Bowls because of growing up there. I just got to go as a guest. And then in November, I took 38 of my friends to Bali, which is what's behind me, to celebrate my birthday with 3 other community members here in Viago. We had an incredible escape. I came home with the love of my life, super excited about that. So this community can do so much more than we intend. So give yourself permission, say yes, keep your mind open like a parachute, and I'll see you on the beaches of the world. Let's go, Viago.
Thank you, and so now we have professional athletes, right, and military, and I'm gonna go now. Not that you're not like a professional athlete, but you're a superhero to me, Jared, and I'd love it if you would quickly tell your story, my friend. Oh, let me do this. Ask to unmute. I got you. Did that work? Yes.
Yes, it did, my brother. I was thinking the same thing. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Muzaffar. You got these professional athletes and Olympic, and I'm just the firefighter, guys. I run into burning buildings for complete strangers, and my wife introduced this to me because she just wanted to travel, and when we saw the prices of travel, I couldn't afford it on the sergeant's salary, and I wanted to make my wife happy. Men, isn't that what we want? We just wanted to make her happy, and so we got started simply for the travel. And we took trips. I met Muzaffar. He said, we're putting this program together. I need people to go out there and try out the travel. We did that. Zimbabwe, Cape Town, Panama. We had an amazing time last year. The prices were great. We came back, we shared our story. And what happened was people started coming with us and we started getting paid. And that's when we started having a serious conversation with Muzaffar. Those conversations you were having, Ricky, that just made it the proof, right? And he said, we're going to create a system for you, Jared, the busy guy like you, the guy that doesn't have all day, that all you have to do is invite people to the calls. We'll do this Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And you and your busy schedule. I'm at work right now and I have someone on the call right now listening to Muzaffar do the work. If they see the vision, they get started. Guess what? We get paid. And that's what made sense to me. It was called leverage. And I'm so thankful for Muzaffar. I'm so thankful for Sherry. I'm so thankful for this system that has allowed me to waive my fees. I don't pay a monthly fee. I'm also a residual earner in the company. And that's exciting to have that check come every single month, regardless of what we do. So I have a saying, I'm all in. I go, you go, we go, Viago. Let's go, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jared, on the Africa trip, how many people went there? Because other companies say they have travel. I want them to understand how many people went, because Ricky said that he had seen other things in other companies. How many people went with you on that trip to Africa?
We had 62 people come with me to Africa. I remember, we're not travel agents. I didn't have to book it for them. They're members. They saw us going and they just decided to book with us.
Okay.
And then Right.
Next one.
And then from Cape Town to Zimbabwe, 58 of the 62 went with us from there. Then we went to Panama. We had 187 of us in Panama.
187 in Panama.
187 in Panama.
And how much was
And
the
then we
Panama
went to
trip? How much was the
Mexico.
Panama trip per person?
Oh my goodness, $386 per person, 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive, which means your liquor, your food, the entertainment, and your liquor if you drink.
Well,
Okay.
I don't drink. I've never had a drop of alcohol,
Right.
so I'd be drinking a lot of Sprites, and I like the virgin daiquiri, so I'm good. And then give me one more. Give me one more trip. The Mexico one, the fives. How many went with you?
Well, here's the beautiful thing. We went to the fives. We had 96 people with us the first time. You all decided to do it again. And the second time we went 2 months later and took over 500 with us to Mexico. Again, 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive. And it was $499 per person for that 4-diamond resort.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Jared. There's so much
Yes.
we could do. Let's just wrap this up, because I want you to have an understanding of how to get started, right? It's pretty simple at this point. Like, I sit back and go, if somebody doesn't start, number one, just remember this: it'll cost you more money not to have Club Viago. Because if you look at the $450 to start and the $49 for the registration, you're going to save over $4,000 a year. It costs you more money not to have this. Plus, the minute you do this, your points come right away, your back office, your website, everything is there for you. And then our goal is to help you get your 6 before the month ends. So timing is really simple. This is your friend that introduced you tonight. This is your position. It's yours to keep. We'll never move it. We'll never take it away from you. It is yours. And therefore, when your friend introduces another person, they will go underneath you. And that will count towards your income, your residual. Like, it's beautiful. And anyone that they bring, it counts. That's why you want to get started now. Now, if you give your position away and you're going to go, Muzaffar, why would I do that? It's for the people that want to wait. Because the next available spot is yours unless you decide to wait. Then you're literally giving your position away, and your friend is going to introduce somebody else. And I've seen this happen over and over and over again. I've seen it happen to Sherry. I've seen people that she introduced waited, which baffles me. And then somebody else gets started, and then somebody goes, wait. Okay, I'm ready now. And then they go underneath the person. And then they're upset going, Sherry, why can't you put me back? And we can't insert anybody. And then you'll miss out on people that should have been on your team. So A, B, or C, ladies and gentlemen. A is A, like, hey, I'm ready to go. Like, ready, let's go. B is someone that wants to be a customer, and we love customers. And C is someone that wants to wait and see. And that's not my suggestion. My suggestion is don't wait, get started. Like tomorrow is promised to no one. Opportunities are never lost. They just go to people that take advantage of them. And I have a lady that introduced me and was so humble, and she doesn't talk about herself. And there's so many people on this Zoom that their lives have changed because of her. And yet she was talking about me and all these accolades that I have, but there'd be no Muzaffar in this business without Sherry. And that's 100% fact. And I just want to know, Ms. Sherry Sharman, why now? Why did you come out of retirement? You just started a business with your husband, and you have a beautiful family. You're taking care of your 92-year-old wonderful mom. Why Viago? Why now? Why did you say yes? And I'll have you wrap up the call, please. Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Unmute, please.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for a great presentation. And Ricky, oh my gosh, I love you so much. It's so wonderful for you to be sharing with everybody your wealth of knowledge in this industry. And everyone is going to be, blessed, like you said. And I just, between Shar and Jared, that is why we're here. I mean, it's our community. I don't know what kind of communities you're in. Maybe they're absolutely incredibly supportive, but to be around positive, motivated people that really do want to make a difference in this world at a time when we've been so separated and not being able to travel and you know, I was 2 years not being able to see my grandkids and my son and my husband in Australia. So when I look at all of the reasons why, I have a plethora of reasons, but I'm going to keep it very short. The main reason I'm here is to be able to help people understand who they are so that they can become successful in their lives. Because for me, that's what this industry has done for me. It took a woman who was absolutely petrified of public speaking and turned that into my career, because I realized that I had something to say and I could teach people to get over their fears and become successful. And that's why we're here. We want to help you. You can actually earn while you're learning. And that's something that when you really understand the power of that, like even when Muzaffar still does a comp plan, I don't understand all of it yet. I've been in a couple months and I cannot wait till some of you are out there teaching me how to do it, because that's how this business is. I love bringing people, inviting people on these calls. You know, every time I see, you know, my friend Jody, who's on this call, thanks to Rika getting her there, you know, it's like I get all excited because it's like a big family reunion. And that's why you're being invited to not only just be part of Viago, but to be able to help bring us new people that may need what we have. And I truly think everybody does, because, you know, one thing, maybe you're not a big traveler, but you want to save money. I mean, we all do. I don't care how much money you make in this world. Saving money is a good thing. So thank you all for joining us. And like Muzaffar said, you know, there's A, B, or C. Personally, I want you to be an A. Get started with us. You can actually not only have your own business. My husband and I just started, we put over $1.5 million in a franchise before we got started in Viago. And I'm like, whoa, my husband's taking care of the business. My son is taking care of the business, and we're building Viago because I see such potential of being able to help a lot of people get started in this business. So with that, I want to thank all of you. Please get with the person who got you on this call. Get signed up tonight. I know it's late on the East Coast. Godfrey, we're going to start doing some earlier calls for the East Coast, I promise. And I know Jocelyn's giving me thumbs up on that one too. So for all of you, please get with the person who invited you out. Let's get started. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the farther you fall in the organization. You can be benefiting getting started today. So thank you so much. God bless.